Good morning. This is the last class of our chapter polarization. Now, in today's session, we will learn about dichroism and Polaroids. What is the phenomenon of dichroism? That is, in the last class, we have already discussed about doubly refracting crystals. Now, some of these doubly refracting crystals and minerals, they have the property of absorbing ordinary ray and extraordinary ray unequally. Now this particular phenomena is called dichroism, and the crystals then have this property are called dichroics. Now an example for such a dichroic crystal is tourmaline, and it absorbs ordinary ray completely. So dichroism, in one sentence, if you define, it is called the phenomenon of selective absorption. Okay. So this phenomenon of selective absorption or dichroism is used in making Polaroids. What are Polaroids? It is a device for producing and detecting polarized light. Now it is a large sized polarizing film that is placed between two glass plates. Now here we are discussing about how to prepare a Polaroid. Okay, so to prepare this film, ultra microscopic crystals of herapatite are separated by a special device on a thin sheet of cellulose in such a way that optic axes are parallel. Now such crystals thus formed will be dichroic, that is they will absorb ordinary ray and extraordinary ray unequally, that is they exhibit the phenomenon of selective absorption, that is they will absorb one of the refracted beams completely. Now each Polaroid thin film will have a characteristic direction, and that direction is called by the name polarizing direction. So this paragraphs and all are important, that is one is define dichroism or what are dichroic crystals and how a dichroic crystal is made, the procedure, and finally the uses of Polaroids. Now in this figure, the direction is shown by parallel lines, that is a polarization direction. The film transmits only those components of unpolarized light whose electric vectors vibrate parallel to this direction. See, only the parallel vibrations are transmitted. Now these are the uses of Polaroids that you have to study. They are used as they are used for polarization of unpolarized light, and they are also used as analyzer. They are used as glass windows in trains, aeroplanes, just for controlling the intensity of light entering from outside. Then they are used in polarizing sunglasses to cut off the glare of reflected light. Used in headlights of automobiles to eliminate glare. Polaroids are also used to produce three-dimensional moving pictures. They are also used to improve the color contrast in old oil paintings. So these sessions, what is meant by dichroism, what are dichroic crystal, what is a Polaroid, how it is made, then its uses. Okay. Now another important session here, that is an essay question, is discuss about the production and detection of plane polarized, circularly polarized and elliptically polarized light. So that is a sure essay question. So first let us discuss about the production and detection of plane polarized light. Then we will learn about production and detection of elliptically polarized light. And finally we will discuss about the production and detection of circularly polarized light. Okay, so this is an essay question, that is discuss about the production and detection of plane polarized, elliptically polarized and circularly polarized light. So let us see how you produce a plane polarized light and how will you detect it. A beam of monochromatic light is passed through a Nicol prism. That is the first step. On entering the prism, that beam will split into ordinary ray and extraordinary ray. The ordinary ray is totally internally reflected, that is ordinary ray undergoes total internal reflection, whereas extraordinary ray will pass through the Nicol prism. So the light that you come out from this process will be the plane polarized light. We have also discussed about some other methods of producing plane polarized light, which are the polarization by reflection, by refraction, by dichroism, etc. So now we have produced plane polarized light. Now, how will you detect or analyze it? For analyzing or for detecting that emerging plane polarized light is passed through a Nicol prism, that is a second Nicol prism, and that Nicol prism is given the name analyzer. This Nicol prism is rotated about the incident ray. Now, if the intensity of emerging light from the analyzer, if it varies between maximum to minimum, including 0, then the light emerging will be plane polarized. So, you are passing a monochromatic light through a Nicol prism. On entering, it will split into ordinary ray and extraordinary ray. Ordinary ray is undergoes total internal reflection, whereas extraordinary ray will come out, that will be plane polarized light. Now that plane polarized light is passed through another Nicol prism, and the light emerging from that Nicol prism is observed. If its intensity varies between maximum to minimum, that is including 0, then the light that emerging out is confirmed to be plane polarized. Next is the production and detection of elliptically polarized light. This elliptically polarized light can be produced by two waves of unequal amplitude having vibrations in such a way that they are at right angles to each other, that is producing a phase difference of pi by 2 or path difference of lambda by 4. For this, first what you do is you pass an unpolarized monochromatic light through a Nicol prism. We have already seen that emergent light will be plane polarized. This plane polarized light is allowed to fall normally on a quarter wave plate in such a way that its vibrations make an angle other than 0, 45 and 90 with the optic axis. So the plane polarized light entering the quarter wave plate is now split into ordinary ray and extraordinary ray, having unequal amplitude and having same frequency. So the light that is emerging will be elliptically polarized. Now, so these are just put numbers and study these points. Okay. First, we are passing an unpolarized monochromatic light through a Nicol prism. Emergent light will be plane polarized. It is passed through a quarter wave plate in such a way that it makes an angle other than 0, 45, 90 with the optic axis. It will split into ordinary and extraordinary ray, and the light emerging will be elliptically polarized. Now, the detection. So, for detecting, you are passing that emergent light, elliptically polarized light through a second Nicol prism. If you see the intensity variation from maximum to minimum, but not 0. In the earlier case, it can be 0 also, right? But here, if the intensity varies from maximum to minimum, excluding 0, then the light emerging from the second Nicol prism is confirmed to be elliptically polarized. Next is circularly polarized. This is similar to that of elliptically polarized light, but with a few differences. Here also, it can be produced using two waves of unequal amplitude having vibration at right angles to each other with phase difference pi by 2 and path difference lambda by 4. We are passing monochromatic light through a Nicol prism. Then it is allowed to pass normally on a quarter wave plate. How? In such a way that it makes an angle exactly 45 degree with the optic axis. Now, on doing so, ordinary ray and extraordinary ray having same amplitude and frequency will be obtained, and the emergent light will be circularly polarized. Now the circularly polarized light, we are going to detect it, for that you are passing it through a second Nicol prism. If you notice that there is no variation in intensity, then the emergent light will be circularly polarized. So if the intensity of emergent light varies from maximum to minimum including 0, the emergent light will be plane polarized. If it is intensity is varying from maximum to minimum excluding 0, it will be elliptically polarized. If there is no variation in the intensity, it will be circularly polarized. So compare these three and study for the essay. Okay. So this they have demonstrated using a diagram, just the steps. Now last topic is optical activity and specific rotation. Define optical activity. Okay. The action of turning the plane of vibration occurs inside the body of the plane and not on its surface. This property of rotating plane of vibration by certain crystals is known as optical activity. It is demonstrated here. That is, quartz have the ability to turn the plane of polarized light. That is, when the plane polarized light enters the quartz plate, its plane of vibration will be rotated as shown. Amount of rotation depends on thickness of the quartz plate and the wavelength of light. Now this particular property, so what is optical activity? The property of rotating plane of vibration by certain crystals is optical activities. That crystals are non-optically active. Now substances like sugar crystals, sugar solution, turpentine, etc. are optically active, but calcite is not optically active. Now substances which rotate the plane of vibration to right angles or to the right or in the clockwise direction are called dextrorotatory, right-handed, and those which rotate the plane of vibration to the left or in the anti-clockwise direction are called levorotatory, left-handed. Next definition is specific rotation. Liquids containing an optically active substance like sugar solution will rotate the plane of linearly polarized light. The angle through which the rotation depends on the thickness, concentration and wavelength, also temperature. So these are the factors on which specific rotation depends, that is thickness of medium, concentrated solution, wavelength of light and temperature. Specific rotation is defined as rotation produced by a decimeter, that is 10 cm long column of liquid containing 1 gram per cubic centimeter active substance. Its expression is tan theta by LC. What is S lambda dash? It is the specific rotation at a temperature T for a wavelength lambda. Theta is the angle of rotation. L is the length of tube containing solution. C is the concentration of solution in gram per centimeter cube. Okay, so here the probable question is, what is specific rotation? What are the factors on which specific rotation depends? And give its expression and explain its terms. Here, what is meant by optical active? What are called dextrorotatory and levorotatory? This I already said. This is a very important essay. Discuss about the production and detection of elliptically polarized, circularly polarized and plane polarized light. Then and here you can get another question. What are polarized? What are its uses? How it is made? So with this we have come to the end of this chapter. So I will upload a few solved problems and some questions for your reference. So just work out the problems and study these classes. Okay. Thank you.